My name is Ibrahim Mahama. I come from Ghana. I run a company called Engineers and Planners. Engineers and Planners was incorporated in 1997. What a mining construction company means is that a mine sets up and you as a contractor does all the work for them, from drilling, blasting, loading, hauling, feeding into the crusher, and then the mine processes their gold from there. Our client is Goldfields. Goldfields is a South African gold processing company. They have two mines in Ghana called the Tarkwa mine and the Damine mine. On both sides, we average at least about 4,000 workers. Not a lot of companies in Africa understand mining. I've been banking with Stanbic Bank since 2004. I see Stanbic Bank as more of a partner than a bank, because the relationship I have with Standard Bank really goes beyond just normal banking. It's a relationship. They are with me where we are on site. In mining, you can't sit on the fence and be banking a miner, because you need to see the challenges of the mine. Other banks don't understand mining, so it's a challenge banking with them, and they don't even have the balance sheets to do a lot of the mining stuff. The challenge is you're confronted with a job, and our current jobs that we have is close to, let's say, $2 billion. We're running 2 mine sites, and with the $2 billion project, you need to raise a capital of at least 25% of that should be your capital for mining. Most of the banks and their balance sheet can only do so much. So once you go in there and you want to transaction over a certain size, then you begin to have challenges and you have the runaround. But with Stanbic Bank, it's because of their big balance sheets, they can do better and bigger and better than our local banks here. Stanbic Bank is a very more professional bank. They do their own process and due diligence, and really they give you results. Unlike other banks who just sit on the fence and listen and use gossip to write a credit paper, which really sometimes that's the regress we are suffering back in Africa. Now what it is if you look at Stanbic Bank and the processes you go through, they understand the clients better. So we work for month from beginning of from January to end of January, put in an invoice beginning of February. By 30 days we get paid. But Stanbic understands you to make sure that the job keeps going. They pay your salaries, they pay your suppliers who supply your needs to run the operation. That to me as a business owner gives me more comfort than to want a bank who's just looking for their interest. I feel that they are the best bank in the region to bank with. The business as in mining does not limit you to one mineral. So in Liberia, there is iron ore, and there's a lot of it. In Guinea, there is bauxite, and there's a lot of it. In Sierra Leone, there is iron ore, and there's a lot of it. Our neighbors in such countries, it's so easy cross-border. You don't even need a ship to move all this equipment. You could move them by road. So I would say that the future is really bright for West Africa to be able to open up. If banks began to look that way, they would make more money coming in. What we're suffering from is capital flight. And the capital is such that we have all these resources, but we don't know how to turn it into wealth to take care of ourselves. But with the relationship with Standard Bank, I think we can go beyond just contracting and working for a client, and also funding us to be able to manage a mine. Because if you come into the mine and see what we do as a local company, it will marvel you. And we really do almost everything. What we don't do is we don't process the gold, but in iron ore, we process the iron ore, and it's sold in, the demand is in China, the demand is in Europe and everywhere. One good thing for me is that my client and myself bank with Standard Bank, which really makes it an A+. So the money we generate does not leave Standard Bank. It's actually within the group. So really, it's one good thing for Standard Bank, and is